What's up, nerds? We got the Fcx24 unimog on the table. What I'm going to be doing with this is trimming fat to try to make it competition ready for July 13th. Saturday, July 13th at Ultimate Indoor in Kima, we are going to be having a mini comp, and this might be one of the trucks that I run. I have enough stuff to do rear steer. Who knows? We could be doing a bunch. But so far, I'm going to remove like the inner fenders, the fenders, gas tank, bumper, maybe even the windshield, the mirrors, extra lights, just really trimming the fat of all unnecessary things. So we're trying to keep the bed, but we might ditch the bed. I saw a pretty cool tow truck bed on Amazon. We might go that route. So let me get trimming the fat and we'll touch back. All right, so we got the little drug scale. It's not a drug scale, it's a kitchen scale. It's just funny. So let's get a weight in on this thing. So it's hard to make out on that, but we're at 510. So I'm gonna start removing stuff and we'll come back and weigh it once I've got everything gutted off of it. Hopefully it looks cool with everything removed. All right, so far we took off the bumper, fuel tank, little air tank, and a battery box little thing. So now we've got just this kind of setup on the unimog. Let's go ahead and throw that on the scale and see how much we saved with plastic weight off. We were at 510, we're at 495. So is that's 15 off, just 15 grams with that stuff off. Let's see how much more weight we can cut. So this is how we got the unimog now with the bed removed. This would be just a major weight loss for it. We were at 510 to begin with. So ditching the bed, we're at 438. So we've lost almost 100 grams with the bumper and all that other plastic and the bed removed, but we're gonna just take the fenders off and put the bed back on. All right, so we've got all the fenders off, all the plastic bits that hang at the bottom on the sides. So we're left with just the cab and the interior, the windshield glass, mirrors, top lights, snorkel, lenses for the blinkers, and that stuff. So I did not put 2 of the rear mounting screws on the bed. Seems pretty stout. It's not really gonna fall off, so we might leave those off just to save a little bit of weight. But this is all the plastic that we took off. Let's turn on the drug scale, kitchen scale, I mean. We're gonna put this on here. We started at 510. We are at 480. So that is, what is that? 30 grams of plastic we took off. All right, so now what I want to do is take the cab off and try to remove as much accessories as I can from the body, so we're left with just the cab, and then we'll weigh it. So now that I've got the cab pulled off the chassis, I'm seeing that I will not be able to remove the entire interior because the mounting tabs for the rear of the cab attach to the bottom side of the interior. So we're gonna at least have seats, but a Dremel could make light work of all this extra non-necessary plastic. So we shall see. So I got all the unnecessary bits off of the unimog. All we have left is the glass or windshield plastics. I could have taken the dashboard out of there, but I decided to leave it because it's a pain in the butt. But we may yank that out of there. But we took off all the extra mirrors, extra lights, the snorkel, the little strobes on the top. They left us with some pretty cool holes. On my red unimog, I utilized these holes to put the light bar on the top. So let's see how much weight we lost without this pile of junk on it. 0 grams. Pick it up, put it on there. We are at 475. We started at 510, so that's 45 pounds. No, 35 pounds we've lost. Is it 45? Whatever, a lot of weight. Next up, I'm gonna try to get the altitude on this. We're gonna try to drop it that extra 1/2 inch, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, so we got all this removed. We were working on shock placement, lowering altitude. So what I did was took the shocks off of their normal spot and took the screw holding the body mount on and mounted the shocks, the top of the shocks into the body mount. And we got much lower altitude, a little bit more flex out of the deal. What I'm going to do to counteract all this droop we have here is I've got these hair bands, these rubber band hair bands, what do you want to call it? I'm going to wrap them around the chassis rail, right around here somewhere, and then I'm going to attach it on the bottom of the shock. So this will hopefully pull it tight and keep it pulled tight the whole time. So when we're going uphill, if we're going uphill on a climb, it'll keep that down, it'll keep the axle sucked in, and it'll keep our nose weight. So ideally what we want is when we're going up, we want it to stay like this instead of having the body have that unloaded weight doing like that number on an incline. Same thing when we're doing a downhill. We don't want the back of the truck to unload and then we just have this droop as we're going downhill and all that. We want all the weight pulled to the axles as much as possible. So let me get that going and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I've got the rubber band on one side of the axle and not the other. So let me just pick it up from the front and you'll see what I'm talking about, that unloaded weight. See how that driver's side dropped? Passenger side stuck. We've got a rubber band wrapped around the bottom of the shock bolt. Can't really tell, it's a clear rubber band, but it's wrapped around the shock bolt so it keeps it pulled up. So whenever I do the other side, it'll stay flat. I can't even keep it to stay up. It'll stay like that when we pick it up. So let me get all 4 of them done and we will see what it does on the rock pile. That is all that we took off of the unimog. And there it sits in its stock comp form. I did not do any upgrades, added upgrades. These are all upgrades made to the truck. The only upgrades are those rubber bands and the Trench Kings. All right, so we got all the stuff removed. We've got the unimog mocked up and set up how we want for our initial testing. All right, so we still got decent travel, but our altitude is way better. So let's turn on our little scale. It's zeroed out. We started at 510. We are at 475. So we are at 35 pounds. I'm sorry, 35 grams. Ah, damn, if this thing was 35 pounds, I wouldn't be putting it on the table like that. But this is all the stuff we took off of here. Inner fenders, fender flares, battery box, fuel tank, mirrors, wipers. So the only thing left that we could take out of here is going to be the window plastic, and we can cut the seats with the Dremel, and we can take out the steering wheel and all that good crap. But right now we're just going to run it like this on the rock pile, and we will see what it does. All right, so we got the unimog out here on the rock pile. This is the rock pile. I found a bunch of pieces of marble, so I incorporated them into the pile. And if you don't know what marble is, it's slick. So we're getting a little bit of tire rub with our low altitude, and that's to be seen, or that's a given, because what do you expect when you slam a car? So I got the little guy trenchers on here, and I'm thinking that might be our downfall a little bit. I think I might need to put something slightly better on here, but the same size. I'm not worried about that grabbing, gripping, rubbing. Yeah, we might have to four-wheel steer this. This thing needs 40 acres to turn around. Not many comp rigs have headlights, so we're already winning in that aspect. Let's see. So we took that bumper off, and that definitely helped with our approach angle. Oh, come on, you got it. See, that cab is so heavy. We've got all the nose weight we need. Let's try to back up. Let's try to hit that a little bit better. Not like that. There we go. No, yes, there we go. Get it, get it, get it. Right up. Come on. Ah. Ah, come on. Dang it. That driver front does not want to grab up on that lock. But as soon as we go straight, the rear will grab. I'm telling you, man, these tires are just not doing the job.